Okay, well, wonderful. So this team, we would just like to welcome all of you today. Thank you for investing your Friday morning with us. We know that we most likely have Zoom fatigue, but we hope that this and trust that this presentation will encourage and inspire you to get connected. So many of you on this call are from Catholic Charities. So as a colleague, we invite you and are so thankful that you would learn about my sister's place and parents as teachers, care campus, counseling, and dignity diversion. So if you're not from those programs, we're so happy that you would invest your time to learn about them. And we hope that you, in knowing that, would become champions with us to help spread the word. So we're grateful that you're here from our agency, and also, of course, all of our external partners who are with us. Every one of you as volunteers, donors, community partners, parish contacts. We are so grateful for your partnership and our work. So welcome. And with that, I turn it over to Dulce.
Thank you, Melissa. Good morning again. My name is Dulce Valdez. I am the Parish and Community Engagement Supervisor for Catholic Charities. If you are from a parish, please let us know and we welcome you. And we hope that a lot of this information and presentation, not only for our parishes, but for the community, for community partners, for our board members, we just hope that this definitely gives you the opportunity to learn more about the great work that we are doing. So before we start, let's start with a quick prayer, a moment of pause. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving God, as persons made in your image, you call on us to recognize and affirm the dignity, sanctity, and value of every human being. And like the Good Samaritan, you invite us to encounter you in the mystery of each person we meet, especially those who are poor or marginalized. We thank you for the blessings you have bestowed on so many of our community's most vulnerable through the love and service of this faith-based agency. We ask you to bless its dedicated team members, volunteers, and supporters, and all who contribute with gratitude to its mission. Bless especially each of those individuals and families who turn to Catholic Charities in their hour of greatest need. Empower Catholic Charities to embrace them where they are and to help them find hope to become who they are meant to be, so that individuals grow, families thrive, and communities flourish. We ask all of this through Christ our Lord. Amen. All right, so just to get started, a friendly reminder here, this is our volunteer and parish and community engagement team. This team works so that we can bring these type of awareness to the community, to invite them to engage. And so just know that we are here to be of service to you. Contact any one of us at any time if you need any material, any information, you need a speaker, you want to be connected to any of our programs today, let us know, and we are here to serve. Just a little commercial part here. We have our Champions Volunteer Program, and we have some of our champions here right now. One of the things that we want to do in our parishes is be able to have kind of like an ambassador to be able to bring some of this information to our parishes. So if you or someone you know would love to volunteer and become a parish champion at their own parish, let me know, contact me so we can get started and be able to bring these services to those people that are in our communities and in our parish. Catholic Charities Awareness, we do have material that we can share with you and mail to you. We have our Central Arizona brochures that has the list of all of the services and programs that we provide. We also have a Northern Arizona program brochure that has that same information as well. The little business cards you see there on your slide, these are very wonderful to hand out. It has toll-free numbers of emergency crisis numbers that we can share. If you are in need of some of these bulk little items, we can mail them to you And if you see someone in need, you can definitely share them with others. We have some great opportunities that we offer every month to the community. Of course, today our program presentation 3 of 4, where we invite staff from our own programs to share about the great work that we do. On March 18th, here next coming up, we have a very special event. It's called Tag Along With Us for Spring Training. We hope that you can join us. A lot of our early education programs, programs that are servicing children will be on, sharing some videos, some great fun and activities, just to let you know about the great work we're doing with our little kiddos. March 26th, we have our agency overview. This is in 1 hour, an overview of all of the services and programs that we have, and we hope that you can join us if you haven't heard of the rest of the great work that we're doing. And we alternate them. As you know, April 23rd, we're going to have our last program presentation for the fiscal year, where we invite other program staff to come and share with you, and we move forward. There will be a counseling event, a special event on May 14th. We offered this last month. It was an opportunity for our counseling program to share with us ways of how we can take care of ourselves, especially during this time of challenging moments. So they will be sharing with us other ways that we can continue to take care of ourselves. So we welcome you at any time to come and join us. So now I would love to introduce to you to Brian Haregui. Welcome, Brian.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. And I really appreciate everyone here. Our team members, our community members, and our champions. So I just want to introduce briefly the staff that will be presenting today. We have Sandra Macarias from Parents as Teachers. Roxana Francis will actually be presenting for Pathways. And Trisha Rando will be presenting for My Sister's Place. So we did a little swap there. And I will be presenting our Day-to-Day Diversion program. Anna Smith will be joining us to present on counseling. And then Gloria Gomez Torres will present on Care Campus, and then some other fun information. So we can go ahead and get started. We will have Sandra Macarias presenting on Parents as Teachers.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So Parents as Teachers is an evidence-based home visiting model for families with children ages prenatal to kindergarten. And our focus is the parent being their child's first teacher. And we service families in the East Valley. We cover the areas of Mesa, Gilbert, and part of Queen Creek. And there are 4 components to Parents as Teachers. We do personal visits, and the personal visits focus on parent-child interaction, development-centered parenting, and family well-being. And currently, we're primarily doing visits virtually via Zoom or FaceTime or over the telephone. We do monthly group connection events, and these are through Zoom right now. And we've had different themes. We've had fun with friends, let's dance, love and kindness, kids in the kitchen. And this is a way for families to connect and to have fun with their children. We just recently in January had an education fair where parents are able to learn about the different school options for their children. We had public schools, charter schools, and private schools present. We do a resource network where staff connect families with at least one resource. They have to do at least one resource a year for these families. And some examples are WIC, Arizona Early Intervention Program, GED programs, and family resource centers. And we also do child screening. So we actually perform ages and stages questionnaires at least annually for the children in our program. And we do vision and hearing. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we haven't done them recently, but that is something else that we do for the children and the families in our program. And so Parents as Teachers has 4 primary goals. We want to increase parent knowledge of early childhood development. We want to provide early detection of developmental delays and health issues. We want to prevent child abuse and neglect, and we want to increase children's school readiness and success. So a big part of our program is marketing. So we're always trying to get the word out about our program to enroll more families. Right now, we're currently serving around 200 families, but we actually have room for up to 375. And we have been utilizing social media and community networking to share digital flyers and information. And we're always looking for connections for marketing, always looking for people to help us, places where we can display brochures or hang flyers, and community partners who are willing to share either a digital flyer or referral information through email or social media. And we definitely do parish and community engagement. We recently were fortunate to have All Saints Catholic Church in Mesa work with our program, and their members did a holiday gift drive for families who were in need, and we were able to give out gifts to families, and we served with this program about 76 children. We have worked with the Mesa Public Schools migrant program. We've worked with RISE services through the Arizona Early Intervention program. With our recent education fair, we worked with Love My School, Step Up Schools in Mesa. We had a representative from the Catholic schools present, as well as someone from the Queen Creek Public Schools. And we also work with a New Leaf in Mesa, Maricopa Family Support Alliance, East Valley Coalition with the Gilbert Chamber of Commerce, and also the nonprofit Vitality Council with the Mesa Chamber of Commerce. So a lot of community and parish engagement. And we do have some volunteer support opportunities. We'd love for people to do a donation drive for our program, school supplies, diapers, books. We just had an Amazon wish list get loaded for our program, so we're very excited about that. And we have a nice list of books. We could use diapers for our program. And we also have a Parents as Teachers Advisory Committee. So we're always looking for community members to join this committee, and we meet once a quarter and talk about our program. We work right alongside the Arizona's early childhood organization called First Things First, and they are a partner and our funder. And so that's the main part of the program. I would like to read a success story to share about one of our families in our program. In today's world, many of us parents wonder if we're doing well by our kids. Are we doing enough to keep them on track educationally, emotionally, socially, nutritionally? Are we providing for their needs in a way that is going to grow them into successful adults? Are we supportive enough to develop their security without crippling their independence? I am so unbelievably thankful for the Parents as Teachers program that has helped guide me through the early years with my kids. We were first introduced to the program when we lived in Missouri and intentionally sought out the program soon after moving to Arizona because it played such a vital role in our lives as parents. It's a support system that I firmly believe no parent should go without. Our Parents as Teachers educator has helped guide me through any difficulty I face as a parent with my youngest two kids. I wish I knew about the program with my oldest. They help us to reason through tough behaviors and come up with solutions. They give us activities to help work on strengthening important developmental skills. They help us with expanding our picky toddlers' palettes. They let us know about the many ways we can plug into our community for more help and support. And they can even let us know if our child is on track developmentally. They host events where we can participate in family activities and meet other families like ours. Even my older kids have loved going to the events. If this was all they did, it would certainly be enough. But best of all, they pour into your cup as a parent. They listen to your concerns and fears. They support you and the whole family. They care about your well-being and will make sure you are doing self-care to replenish your cup, which is so vitally important. They care about us. I don't think I'd be half the parent I am today if it wasn't for their support and guidance. Every parent educator we have had over the years has become like family to us. I was sad to leave the one we had built a strong bond with in Missouri, but we couldn't have landed a better one here in Arizona than the one we did. We love our parent educator, and we thank them for pouring into our family with all the love and support that they do. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
You're
A
welcome.
question came up and it looks like it was answered, so I'll read the question and the response, but if you want to add anything else that's specific, please jump in. The question was, how does Parents and Teachers differ from home-based Head Start? And Carrie was kind enough to respond that there's also no income qualifications for Parents as Teachers participants as compared to Head Start.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's absolutely no income requirements. We actually have a pretty expansive list of how families can actually be able to enroll into our program. So it could be a first-time parent. We serve families with all different kinds of economic backgrounds. They might have, a child with maybe some slight developmental disabilities that didn't qualify for the Arizona Early Intervention Program. We have a lot of families where English isn't their first language, and we offer a lot of support to them. So we really have quite a variety of families in our program, and there's a pretty extensive list of, qualifying factors.
Thank you. And if you have any further questions specifically for Sandra, you'll find her information on the top yellow box there. And she'll be around for the rest of the presentation. Next, we have Trisha Randall with My Sister's Place.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. Dulce, as always, thank you for helping organize and letting us speak. So my name is Trisha Randall. I'm actually a victim advocate with the Pathways program, but My Sister's Place and Pathways works together, and you'll see why in a minute. So My Sister's Place is our emergency shelter, Catholic Charities emergency shelter in the East Valley for victims of domestic violence. So My Sister's Place has been around since 1985. And we are a 24-hour, 30-bed emergency domestic violence shelter. So we offer a safe place for women, men, and their dependent children in order for them to escape domestic violence situations and abuse. So our clients enter shelter by contacting what we call Safe DVS, and that's our coordinated point of entry system for them to get into a domestic violence shelter. So for anyone who's looking to get into a shelter, that's their first step, that they'll call the Safe DVS number. However, My Sister's Place does have a 24-hour hotline as well for community clients seeking resources, anything from crisis counseling, referrals. We have a number as well, and that should be on the screen, but we can also share that in the chat as well for anyone who wants more information on that. But we do have our 24-hour hotline. And again, Safe DVS is a resource for those who are looking for immediate shelter. And My Sister's Place is able to provide that. Besides providing just an immediate place for victims fleeing abuse to go to, though, we're really unique in that we offer case management services. So our case management workers at My Sister's Place have a huge focus on getting clients safe, which is our shelter portion, but also working with them to make sure that they're ready to move on to whatever that is. So we're very inclusive at My Sister's Place. We provide children's services. We have a children's caseworker. Her name is Kathleen. She's really great. Our other case managers work with clients on anything from court accompaniment, crisis intervention. They work a lot with providing clients with domestic violence education, which is really helpful, especially for those fresh out of that situation. Support groups. We do individual counseling with our counselor, Roxana, who I'll introduce in a moment as well. They provide referrals, resources, safety planning, which is imperative at that point. They're safe now, but how do we make them safe in the future as well? And caseworkers also work with clients to help them find housing. And we also provide them victim advocacy, which is what our Pathways program does. Something else that's really unique about My Sister's Place is that each family has their own room, which is unique and offers clients a space to heal from what's happening, this trauma that they've lived through. They have a private space to do that, which was really wonderful. As far as things that we're looking for with donations, so because of COVID, our donations, we don't accept as many things. However, Neda Moreno, who works for My Sister's Place, and anyone can reach out to any one of us and we'll get you to the right direction. But she has a list of immediate needs that My Sister's Place, the shelter needs. Those things range from, kitchen items, cleaning supplies, household items. We can provide anyone with that list if they want more information. And both programs also really benefit from donations of things like gas cards and bus passes to help our clients get around and meet the needs that they have. As far as volunteering goes, outside of COVID, we used to take volunteers. I know that that's changed a little bit, so if anyone has more questions on that, we can follow up with you. But we do work with bachelor's and master's level interns, both at My Sister's Place and Pathways, which is really wonderful. And I will pass it over. Of course, if there's any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, reach out to any of us and we'll point you in the right direction. But speaking of My Sister's Place, we have Pathways program, which is our mobile victim advocacy program, another way to further help victims of domestic violence. And I'll hand it over to Roxana to chat a little bit more about that with you.
Hi, thank you, Trisha. Like Trisha was saying, so Pathways is a community-based domestic violence program, and it was created in response to the need for longer-term services for victims and survivors. So Pathways provides victim advocacy, therapeutic counseling, and support groups to victims and survivors who are residing in the community and are not in need of emergency shelter. The service model focuses on supporting and empowering survivors to establish and sustain a violence-free lifestyle. So we work closely with my sister's place to ensure that clients who leave the program and continue their independent living goals can continue to have support from program like Pathways. We also have a lot of community clients that reach out to us who are either going through or have experienced domestic violence and just need continuing or ongoing support. And the way that we offer this support is by offering, again, victim advocacy. And that includes case management. For example, our victim advocates will sit down with a client and develop a service plans that is usually guided towards their independent living goals or providing any other type of advocacy to help them live free from abuse. There's also safety planning, any assistance with filing orders of protection, or a court accompaniment, which, at this point, that's where the mobile victim advocacy comes in. At this time, it's been difficult to be able to meet clients in the community, but it is a service that we hope that we can get back up and running. Similarly, the victim advocates can offer referrals to legal services. They can also help with the address confidentiality program. The victim advocates are also equipped to inform the survivors of their rights and their victim rights and compensations if they were a victim of a crime. And we can also help with some client financial assistance, whether that's with transportation, education, housing, or any filing fees. In terms of counseling services, we offer services for both in English and Spanish. We work from a trauma-informed care approach. During counseling, one of our priorities is to establish a client's safety. So we worked on a personalized safety plan that is more adapt to the client's current state and how they can prevent another incident of abuse. A lot of what we do in counseling is also offer psychoeducation on domestic violence, intimate partner violence, and healthy relationships. And some of the issues that we address in counseling are dealing with self-esteem, anxiety, and residual stressors from any trauma. So some of the common goals are, again, helping clients to develop that support system, cultivate self-care and compassion, and learn about healthy relationships. In our support groups, which we are doing virtual support groups, so we meet similarly like this through Zoom. The English speaking support group meets every week from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And the Spanish speaking support group meets every other Thursday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. The intake process, this is an open group. It's open to the community, but there is a bit of an intake process or screening that has to go through either one of the victim advocates or myself, or if we have, or if we get a referral from our community partnerships. And to this date, when we made the switch from having the group in person to now being it virtual, it was successful, whereas clients were able to still received that community support group, even though we had this virtual medium now. So a lot of clients seem to like it that way now. And lastly, I wanted to share a client story that that kind of highlights how some of our clients use our services, both either from Pathways or coming from my sister's place. So, you know, I'm using a pseudo name here, but one of our clients, Rosa, is a young Hispanic woman who was married to her husband for 2 years. She called the DV hotline after experiencing an incident of physical abuse, and the domestic violence hotline referred her to us. She was currently she was married to her husband, who was in the military and had to move to different states. When she first contacted our victim advocate, she shared that she did not feel safe in her home. And after calling the police a couple of times, after her husband had threatened to hurt her, her situation hadn't changed. And so the victim advocate first discussed with her some of her tenant rights and how she can relocate to a safer environment. Later, the client reported that she was interested in the address confidentiality program and also needed assistance to move to her new apartment. So we were able to help her with some of those move-in costs. The client also then started counseling services with goals related to her independent living and also increasing her self-esteem. Once she moved into her new apartment, the victim advocate worked with her in completing divorce paperwork and also obtaining an order of protection. The client continued with counseling and was well on her way to independence. One of the client's goals was to go back to school, and she was informed about a scholarship opportunity through the WISP, which is a Women's Independent Scholarship Program. And in order to be eligible for this program, the survivor had to be working with a nonprofit agency who was the sponsor. And so our victim advocate, Anna, was able to complete this application with Rosa in order for her to be eligible for the scholarship. Rosa was awarded the scholarship, and she continued to work through her counseling goals, as well as having regular check-ins with Anna, her victim advocate, throughout her progress during her education experience. And so I think this was a clear example of someone who utilized the services and was able to really move to having a more independent life and free from abuse. And so I think that's a story that we liked to tell, because it really highlights how we're able to work with survivors who are in the community and not just in need of immediate shelter. And I think that's it for us. I know, like Trisha mentioned a little bit about how we, in terms of volunteer opportunities, we do work with interns, and they also help us out with reaching out to other community resources, or helping with partnerships, and just being able to have a list of other resources and referrals that we can share with clients when they need it.
There's a few questions that came up. One of them is, are there restrictions on services depending on where they're located in the Valley? The answer to that is no. We serve all of Maricopa County, so we can provide services anywhere. However, we do notice that a lot of our services are concentrated mostly in the East Valley, but we're happy to provide services anywhere. And the next one, and maybe Roxana and Trisha, you guys can answer this one. Has there been an increase in DV during this pandemic? So have you seen an increase in people calling in with help with domestic violence, and maybe what does that look like?
Yes, there's definitely been an increase, and we saw this earlier on, like around the summertime, or right when the lockdowns happened, especially because a lot of survivors or victims were not able to leave their home due to the lockdowns, and so the domestic violence hotline did see an increase in calls for them as well, which also meant that, they were also feeling their calls to services like victim advocacy or shelters. So yes, there was definitely an increase of domestic violence due to the pandemic.
All right, and so I'm the senior program director, and one of the programs I oversee are domestic violence programs, and they really complement each other. And the fact that if you are a victim that is at My Sister's Place, once you are in the community, you can continue services. So it's a continuation of care with our Pathways team. So it's a really great program. And so if you have anybody who has been impacted by domestic violence, please have them reach out for services, and we're happy to help here or provide appropriate referrals as well. And I think it's me now. So another program that I provide oversight for is our Dignity and Diversion's sex trafficking program. Kathy Bauer is the program manager there, but she was not able to make it today. So I will do my best to present on our program here. So this program is for victims of sex trafficking, victims who have been prostituted and arrested. And this is a diversion program. So instead of having them serve time, they're able to go through our program and learn new tools to be successful and help them deal with the trauma that they've had, and then also hopefully help them successfully no longer be victims of sex trafficking or prostitution. So they go through a week-long program, but then on top of that week-long program, they actually complete multiple groups, and we partner with different agencies throughout the Valley. We also partner with our own internal counseling program to provide trauma-informed care for all of our victims. The referral process for this is usually through the city of Phoenix in terms of referrals, but if you know anybody who has been victimized in this way and needs additional help, you can always reach out, and my information is there, and we can try to provide information about additional services or connect them to a resource in an area that they live in. Some of our needs that we have here are listed, but Kathy did want me to spotlight that additional needs that have come up have been gas cards for some of the clients to be able to get around, fast food cards for some of the clients to be able to eat, like in between when they're going to work, or provide food for their kids. So those are additional things that typically we wouldn't ask for, but with the pandemic changing and all of our groups going virtual, the clients are not necessarily coming in for some of the basic needs that are on here. And so transportation being an issue, I think gas cards would be a really great thing to be able to provide them. We do provide services in person if needed, but a lot of our programs are virtual, and that has actually allowed us to widen our impact. And so some of our clients that in the past maybe had to relocate to be closer to family in a different state are able to complete our program and not have to worry about serving time or having a warrant because they're able to go through this whole process. So even though it's been a rough time with the pandemic, I think this is a silver lining for our victims of sex trafficking to be able to still complete the program that they need in order for them to be able to move forward with their life. So that's all I have. And I think we have Anna Smith from our counseling department who will be presenting on counseling.
Quick question, Brian, on the dignity diversion. What are some of the things that they speak about when they have this intensive group? Do you know of some of the topics that they'll share with them to help them?
Yeah, so absolutely. So a lot of the work is trauma informed. So the clients are invited to in a safe space, usually with the same peers group, continuing in the group with them, talk about some of the events in their life that maybe led them to being trafficked or being prostituted, and how they're working through them. And then this is facilitated by our counseling department. So it is a counselor who's facilitating this, working through that. And if we need to do a referral because maybe it's something that's going to need long-term care. Then we do those referrals as well. But they do get very much into their stories, which can be a little bit graphic, very sad. There's a lot of violence that happens to our victims, and not necessarily in a situation where they can get out of it. Sometimes it might be, somebody that's prostituting them. It might be somebody who's paying for their services, who's victimizing them. And so they share all of these stories with their peers. And I think it creates a sense of not being alone and a sense of camaraderie that you can move past this and have a fulfilling life, and hopefully not feel like you have to be victimized continuously.
And here's another question, sorry.
No,
What about the ages in some of the women and the men that we're seeing? Does it fluctuate? Are we seeing more of a younger generation, older?
Yeah, so all of our clients are 18 and over, but we have noticed that as time has gone by, Kathy has shared that she's seen that her clients get younger and younger. So she is seeing much younger clients, and it also depends. The number of people that are trafficked or prostituted does depend on sometimes maybe like a seasonal type of situation. We've talked about how if there's like a big gaming event, we might see more clients coming through because people are being brought in to be trafficked or prostituted. So unfortunately, it does impact it. There is no discrimination on who it's going to impact. It could be anybody. And although we do see mostly younger clients, there are people who have endured this for a long time and been prostituted for a long time. And we might see, 40 or 50-year-olds in our program as well. Another question. What are you doing to prevent this terrible situation? Because I heard now there's a dirty dozen list online that are promoting porn events of all ages, which leads to human trafficking. So we this particular program is more of a diversion program, not necessarily a prevention program, but there are a lot of prevention programs that are in the Phoenix area, and that are championed by different agencies, especially like even in our governor. His wife is very much into stopping sex trafficking. So it's not something that as an agency we've been able to move forward with in a program, but if the opportunity became available to us to do more preventative work, we would be happy to do so. It just hasn't presented itself to us yet. Okay. All right, if there's no other questions, then we will move on to our counseling department, and we have Anna Smith.
Good morning, everybody. So I just logged in. Luckily, my internet's working today. We're having problems with the clock, so hopefully it'll stay working for the next 15 minutes at least. So I'm the senior program manager for the counseling program here at Catholic Charities. I've been with Catholic Charities for almost 18 years now, and I've been the program manager for, it'll be 2 years pretty soon. So counseling is in my blood, and it's my passion, and I love this program. And so our counseling program offers general mental health services for everybody in the community. And so we work with people with all different type of stressors. We've seen anxiety, depression. We've worked with trauma, domestic violence, grief, relationship issues. So really anything that you see in the community, the counseling program has worked with. We see individuals, couples, families from the ages of about 7 up until 100 if they need be, and of all different backgrounds, religions, genders, everyone that you see in the community. So pre-pandemic, we had locations throughout the valley, which we're going to go back to when we can start to open up the offices again. So we're able to reach out to people throughout Maricopa County. So we have locations in Scottsdale, we have locations in Chandler, Tempe, Mesa, Glendale. And then our main office is our Phoenix office on the 19th and Camelback. We also are in 4 of the Catholic schools. We do school adjustment counseling where we go into the schools and we work with the students there, just helping them adjust to anything that might be going on in their lives. So it could be they're new to the school, maybe something's going on at home, maybe parents are divorced and they're just having a hard time focusing in school. And so our counselors can help them to be able to process all of that so that they can have it be a little bit easier for them to focus. So the counseling program is a fee-based program. So we look at the client's income and family size. We also take access. So right now we take 3 access plans. We have Banner University, Care First, and Magellan Complete Care. We're hoping to get onto Mercy Care at some point in the near future. You know, we are connected with some of the parishes. So the locations that we go to, a lot of them are in parishes. So the parishes we're at St. Patrick's, OLPH, St. Mary's, St. Thomas More, Holy Spirit, and Holy Cross. And then we're also at the Care Campus in Phoenix. We have a counselor that goes out there. Right now, we're doing all of our counseling services virtually. And that has actually been picking up. It was hard for people at first, but I think people are kind of getting used to this virtual world now. And the nice thing about that is that we're able to give services out to people throughout the whole valley. So, you know, sometimes people need counseling services and they might be far out, you know, like Surprise and so right now we're able to reach out to those people as well. The main current needs, I think the counseling program needs is more of the financial support, and it helps to keep our services low so that we can reach out more services to people that have that greater need. I know right now we're seeing a lot of struggles, especially with the pandemic and the quarantine. And so we're seeing a lot more anxiety and depression and even relationship issues. It's causing some stressors in the relationships and trauma. I'm trying to think of anything else I'm missing. Does anybody have any questions?
Do you want to talk about the upcoming presentation and the
I knew this morning, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up. So we recently have started a quarterly presentation that my counselors, me and my counselors are going to present to the community once a quarter on different mental health issues. So then the one coming up is on May 14th. And it's going to be on mental health and coping skills 101. We had just presented in February. That was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And that one was on burnout, stress and anxiety, and coping skills as well. So kind of throughout the year, each quarter, keep a lookout for the different topics. It's all going to be something around mental health and then kind of what's going on at that time, you know, so like back to school, May is mental health month, you know, around the holidays will be more about like holiday stress. So keep your eyes out for that. We welcome everybody and we, you know, it's my counselors, it gives them a great opportunity to present. I do have to say they are very, very good at the presentation.
Someone asked, is there a sliding scale based on income levels and the family size?
Yeah, so the if they do not fall under the access, then it is fee pay. It is based on the income and family size. And so that's something that they would call the intake secretary, and then she has the list there. So she would let them know what the fees are before they start their services. The counseling is not available for staff at Catholic Charities. Unfortunately, with counseling, it becomes a conflict if we counsel staff. But if you want to reach out to me, I'm happy to help you find different services. And I know we also have the EAP program through Catholic Charities that you can do counseling through. But I'm also happy to help you look for different resources for that.
Thank you, Anna. So counseling is a great program, and we are very invested in training future counselors as well. So if you know anybody who's in a master's in counseling program that would like to do an internship here, we pride ourselves in making sure that the counselors that leave our program are ready to enter the workforce as a full-fledged therapist. So send them our way.
Yes. And we also have a question. Can we use it for families we serve? Correct. Yes, we can use it for. So any clients that you serve within your programs at Catholic Charities, you can refer them to us for counseling. Absolutely. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about that. Sarah is the main person. She's the one who answers the number that you have up here, but you're welcome to reach out to me. I think my email's on here with that as well. And we have worked with different programs. I know we've worked with Pathways. We've worked with
Westside
Head Start, refugee unaccompanied minors. I think in-home services we've worked with in the past. So yeah, we absolutely are happy to work with your clients as well.
Thank you. All right, so next we get to watch a fun video starring our very own Gloria from Care Campus. So the video will tell you a little bit about Care Campus, but then Gloria will follow up and give us a lot more details and information of how you can support our Care Campus program.
It's loading, it's loading. Hold on. Thank you, Anna, for those that information about our counseling service. It's definitely something wonderful to share with the public.
Anytime. If anyone has questions, send them my way. I'll talk counseling with you all day.
At first glance, this looks like nothing more than a dusty playground in Central Mesa. But after spending just a few minutes here, you'll find it's a unique place where children and adults are given a better chance at life.
It happened by accident. I moved into the community to retire and take life easy.
There's no such thing as taking it easy for Bev Tittlebaker. She is the founder and president of this opportunity center called Care Partnership. Her facility is a one-stop shop for anyone in need.
Phoenix in the metropolitan area is huge. And, you know, sometimes we forget that within that mass of people, that we can still create a caring community.
Strangely enough, Care Partnership started right here in Bev's front yard. 12 years ago, it was a meeting spot for neighborhood kids. And that's when Bev met a 7th grader who was raising 11 brothers and sisters because their mom had died.
I cleaned the house, I cooked, I washed clothes, I did mostly everything, which my mom used to do.
She was tough and she was taking care of us, her little brothers. Like, we were small, we lost her mom. She had to step in for her. She had to do everything. She didn't get to finish high school or nothing.
It started with the death of a mother. Was part of it. That was the beginning, I think, of getting involved with children.
I don't know what would I have done without the center, without Bev.
Since 1994, that after-school program, run out of Bev's house, evolved into a place where poor families without insurance now receive health care. Kids come to get tutored by ASU college students, and the hungry find food. And those are just a few of the programs.
Over the years, we've had a lot of kids. We have a lot of success stories. We haven't saved every child, and those are the ones that keep me awake at night.
What keeps her going are the successes, like Lalo. He was 4 years old when his mom died, and Bev entered his life.
Like she's like a mom actually to me. Like she's always been there for us when we needed her.
He's now a 17-year-old young man who just celebrated a huge milestone, high school graduation.
Just proud I'm done with school. I'm the second one in my family that graduated.
He had that survival. He had that strength, or he would not have made it.
If you ask Gloria, she'll tell you that she wouldn't have made it without Bev and Care Partnership. And at age 60, Bev fights on, determined to guide another generation.
I don't see them in the street. I don't see them with gang members. I see them finish school. A lot of opportunities. My kids go here. They love it here.
I look at these children and it's not me, and it never has been me. I mean, CARE is a body of people that have been working together.
Do you ever regret not retiring and taking it easy?
Are you kidding? No, to me, my life started with the retirement. It did. It's like everything else I did was meaningless.
All right.
So, good morning. So I'm that little girl, the 12-year-old girl there. But today, well, my name is Gloria Gomez Torres, and I'm the Care Campus Office Manager and Volunteer Coordinator. We work with partners and neighbors to offer services such as after-school program, prenatal care, early childhood education, counseling, service learning opportunities, and holiday assistance, best known as the Emergency Santa. Care Campus does resource all the programs to Catholic Charities and community members in need. Some of the volunteer opportunities that we have are office support, and of course, after the pandemic, after school support, recruiting volunteers, host donation drives, assist with the Emergency Santa, and of course, we have a Amazon wish list. And if you can help us, if you can volunteer, consider donating through our Amazon wish list. And Emergency Santa. Emergency Santa, it's a toy and clothing program during the holidays for families with children 0 to 17 that will not receive assistance from any other source. How it works is that parents or guardians call us to register and share their Christmas wish with us, and they'll receive a reservation number and a pickup date. We ask parents to volunteer 1 hour per child in their own community. It could be in their own church, school, even helping a neighbor. They might know an elderly that might need help, a ride to the grocery store, or even doing their lawn. And once they complete their volunteer hours, they ask for a statement of volunteer, and they bring that up to their appointment. This past year, following COVID-19 guidelines, parents were able to come in with a reservation number and pick up their kids' Christmas bag in a drive-through touchless pickup. So this past year, we were able, it increased by 19%, increased this past year, the people that we were able to help. With 50% less volunteers. We had 87 volunteers who donated 1,150 hours by helping us with that program with Emergency Santa. We had over 90 donors with an over of 70,200 of designated value of their donations. One thing that I would like to say is that we do accept donations throughout the year. Like books, clothing, teen items, and that's to support all of our Catholic Charities programs and the Emergency Santa. And don't forget, we do have those Amazon wish list. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Yeah, if you have a chance to donate to Emergency Santa, it's a great program, and in a non-pandemic setting, it creates a really good opportunity for people who are not able to go to the store and buy things because it doesn't fit into their budget. They get to walk into the Santa workshop, I guess that would be, and walk around and shop for their children. So it creates a beautiful opportunity for them to feel empowered, and then for them to be able to give to their children. So if you have the ability to donate financially or toys or things for teens, I definitely encourage you to do so. And so we do have materials for each of the programs. I know that Dulce mentioned the information that we have for the programs grouped together for either Northern or Central Arizona. But if you want materials for each of the programs that were presented today, please reach out to us and let us know. We're happy to mail this out to you so you can pass it out to your parishioners or community members, or even your employees that might be interested in partnering with Catholic Charities in any manner. And we're happy to get that out. We print them for you, so please feel free to ask us for as many as you need.
Brian, thank you so much for introducing our speakers. And if anyone wants to partner with some of these, Brian is here as well to build some type of partnership and see how we can be of help. So thank you so much, Brian. A call of action as we're coming to a close, and I just wanted to share with that video of Care Campus. It always moves us, even after so many years. It moves us and reminds us how Care Campus has grown and all of the beautiful things that it does. So again, Gloria, thank you for taking on that legacy and continuing the beautiful work of that campus. So the call to action. So we would love for you, first of all, to refer anyone in need to our agency. We oftentimes meet people and we have no idea where to even refer them, where to send them to get any help. So we please encourage you to please let us know, give them our toll-free number. It's right on that slide there. You can get some of the information online. If you visit for them, you can write it down. But please know that we have a lot of great services for the people in need. And if we don't have them, then we'll refer them to another place that will help them. We welcome you to donate. You heard about all of the different needs our programs can use to be able to continue helping the most vulnerable. We know that funding takes care of one portion of the services, but we know that a lot of the families that we take care of are in need of other items. So that's where your help comes in. Monetary donations is definitely a beautiful way. Take advantage of our tax credit right now. And so we have some information there that we just added on our chat room. Visit our tax credit information there. We really want you to, and if you have any questions of how that works, give us a call and we will definitely share that with you. The volunteer opportunities right now are very tough, of course, with this pandemic. However, we're slowly welcoming, but if you're interested on any opportunities we have, especially for the champion volunteer to have a parish champion, let us know so that we can connect you. And if anyone is interested in the public to work with us in any of these different programs and any opportunities that we have, we welcome you to join our team, visit our website so you could see of the different opportunities that we have there. We do invite you to join us on social media, follow us, find out about the great stories that we have in serving the most vulnerable. A friendly reminder of our upcoming events. Tag along with us for spring training on March 18th. We have our agency overview on March 26th. And then our last program presentation for the fiscal year, we will be talking to you about Westside Head Start, about our in-home services, Joining Hearts, and our North Star Youth Partnership as well. We give you thanks for this opportunity that you've given us to come together to share with you of the great work that we're doing. We hope you can continue being in this voyage and partnership with us. And we want to thank our speakers for today from our programs. Thank you. Thank you to the audience who has joined us today from the community, from parishes, from other churches, for our champion volunteers. We give you thanks to everyone, and we wish you a beautiful and wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.